The show that we went to see last night was JOEY JANELLA's Spring Break 2024.
Hot crowd.
Yeah.
Up to a point.
Up to a point. So this is very much the indie WrestleMania of the indie shows that take place over real WrestleMania weekend. I think one of my favourite matches of the week.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think it had everything. Everyone was brilliant. Everyone knew exactly what their role was, and it just fucking flew by, this match.
It was Maki Death Kill of Maki Itoh and Nick Gage taking on Ramhausen, who were a Ram Kachau and Danhausen. Ram Kachau, I think I'm saying it right, I might not be, but Ram Kachau is a independent Japanese women's wrestler who has the gimmick that she is sort of possessed by a demon stroke is a demon.
It got a lot of sort of poster paint in her hands, so it looks like she's dusty.
She had dusty hair, which she'd shake, and she had a doll that she used as a voodoo doll against Maki Itoh. It is funny when you see Nick Gage in these matches, where he looks on and he has to sort of go, what the fuck is going on? The two guys in this, and it must be funny as well for Ram Kachau to be on a show where you're like, I'm not the smallest person here. Microman is. Yeah. And you're like, because Ram, you are, I would say, 5 or 6 inches taller than Microman. Just a tiny child of a wrestler. The section she had where Gage comes in, where it's like, there is a price to pay for you doing silly shit that Nick Gage has to pretend is, part of this world.
Yeah.
When he comes in, he will go, let me remind everybody what really happens. The sort of 3 moves he did on her, I mean, she took them like a champ. And she was very much outside selling her merchandise afterwards. Yeah. I think you would look at it that you went, oh, that was unprofessional. No, I think he just understands professional wrestling better than anybody else out there. He's just astonishing. But he and Danhausen were simply phenomenal.
Yeah.
They didn't even do much.
No.
Danhausen doesn't do much.
To see him in a ring was a surprise.
Yeah, well, what you gonna do? We've always talked about Danhausen, about how is he a wrestler. I go, is he actually a wrestler? Is he a wrestler?
Yeah.
He looks like a barista. He used to be a barista. And he comes out, he's got wonderful face paint.
It's so, I don't know how he does it. It's a template. It's just very precise.
Crisp, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
really
good.
Crisp, yeah.
And seeing him live, it finally all made sense. where you get, his partner be in the ring doing something and she'd be pointing at Nick Gage and he'd really turn and say, I don't know what she's doing. Like lots of muttering.
Yeah.
A muttering wrestler is really funny. You're just continuing, I'm doing this, look at that. I don't like that. It's weirdly
dear.
It's like Papa Lazarou, but it's like a sort of ironic post sort of Papa Lazarou, just constantly, I don't know what I'm doing now. That sounds fun. I love that shit. I thought it was really, really funny, and he was insanely charismatic in real life.
Yeah.
When people were sort of like, they'd boo him when he was announced, and he'd go, what are you doing? We're going to cheer him. Crazy.
Disappointed in people.
Like, the world is topsy-turvy. I absolutely, it made so much sense.
Yeah.
Maki Itoh as well as,
blading.
Well, yeah,
like,
with the old
God.
pizza cutter. The combination of her and Nick Gage as a tag team is just inspired.
Yeah,
it works so well.
Yeah.
The idea that, she's the world's cutest person, he's the world's most violent, frightening man, that she is the showbiz of wrestling, and he is the sort of like
dirty monster.
He's a tin can. The two of them coming together as well, where he's a bit protective of her. Yeah, is just, it works so well, and it humanises him. That he can care for this stupid poppet, who is all sort of like kawaii and frills and bows and everything, and he's just like, fuck about with her. I loved seeing Gage. I've always.
It's like City of the Lost Children, isn't it?
It is. I've always thought Gage was something special, but until you see him in real life, I was blown away. Yeah, it's going to be hyperbole because I've seen him for the first time and it's the morning after, but I just can't see anyone who is in that vein like Abdullah the Butcher, like Bruiser Brody, who is so distinct from everyone else, who is so sort of true to what they are, and who is such a draw as Nick Gage.
Yeah.
Just a remarkable dude. And he seemed to be having a lot of fun as well, which was really nice. I adored everything about that match.
Yeah,
it
such
was
a nice mix, wasn't it?
Everything I like about pro wrestling. There was violence, there was silliness, there was lots of really good face paint, and there was lots that I sort of chewed over afterwards and went, oh, that's really clever. I loved it. Loved it.
Oh, stomp on the foot. Shoulder tackle from Maki.
Mance Warner beat Effie in an I Quit match. Bit of sports entertainment.
Yeah,
on
the
that.
microphone in the face.
The bit I liked the most was when Effie just got that board and just began hitting him over and over and over again.
Big wooden board, like a big wooden door, and he's smashing him over the head, and there was just chunks flying off it.
There really were.
It went very well. Effie must have been thinking, this has gone incredibly well.
It was like a gimmicked board, but I don't think it was gimmicked.
No.
And it was it looked brilliant. I did notice very quickly as well, they get all of the bits of broken board and they go straight under the ring.
Right, okay.
And in the old days, you'd be like, nice souvenir. Nowadays, they're like, this is the future of our business is limited edition bits of little wood. It suffered, I suppose, with the stipulation. It's a hard one to get out of to get someone to say I quit. And so what happened was Effie ended up what they call plastic ties.
Yeah,
zip tied to the top
ring.
rope, like Jesus. And which is, I think Effie is always very much like I'm gay wrestling Jesus. And he was, I'm thinking, there was a couple of unprotected headshots, which again, I'm, never wild about.
No.
Not for me. I've got no dog in this fight. But,
I've got no brain in this skull.
Don't like to see people made into vegetables.
Yeah.
And they had this match, which Ali Catch then came out with a drill.
I didn't realise it was Ali Catch, to be honest.
No, she had a hood up.
Yeah.
Why a hood up? It's not like you did a reveal.
No.
Anyway, she ended up immediately putting herself in harm's way, and Mance Warner threatening to use the drill on the forehead of Ali Catch unless Effie quit, which he did. And there was booing, and it wasn't so much like an emotional booing. It was a bit like, oh, we were really sold this as being an I Quit match, and you found a little clever wrinkle to get out of it. It was supposed to be the thing that ended a feud.
Right.
It did not feel like that.
No, it felt like it's going to continue.
A good end.
Whoa, sack rider! And off comes the shirt. Promoting tomorrow, Effie's Big Gay Brunch, 11 a.m.
Right from the very, very first match, which was Minoru Suzuki and Masato Tanaka taking on Rina Yamashita and Masha Slamovich. Well done, me, by the way. That was 4 names. I just
tripped off
I
the
do
tongue.
know all those names, so it's easier. But I was just listening to that and thinking, well travelled. They all turn up and they were flat out. Suzuki, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Masha Slamovich working her arse off. Rina Yamashita, really, really, really good. And Masato Tanaka, the difference in his reception between the Super Show that we saw and this night, in front of a crowd who understand who he is, want to see him, and it raised his game. And it was just excellent. It was properly good. Yeah. And from that moment on, every single one of the matches on this card, with the exception of Matt Cardona and Blue Cane, I think was done at a level that was as good as anything really that you'll see this year in terms of effort.
Yeah.
Huge slap. Tanaka's had enough. And again, Masha taken off her feet with one forearm shot.
There was a grab the brass ring ladder match as well. For a GCW match, this seemed to lack some of the car crash horror.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There wasn't massive. I was expecting a bit more ladder abuse, I suppose. But,
I was expecting a few more great big fall-offs that were properly, you shouldn't do that. That's what I wanted to see. It was won by Cole Radrick, Raddy Daddy.
Raddy Daddy, yeah.
Underrated dude.
Yeah, he looks like a little rat boy.
He does.
Little rat boy. And he kind of just appeared.
Yeah.
Like a lot of ladder matches can do sometimes.
It was a
grab the ring.
flattish ending.
It was a flat end, wasn't it? But he was so over with the crowd, even though he just looked so underwhelming.
He sort of looks like a drawing of from a 1940s military cartoon in America, sort of a Goma sort of look to him. But the key thing in this match, of course, for us was that it had a surprise appearance from Mikram. Man.
Yes, Microman came out of bloody nowhere, didn't he?
Yeah, Microman, no matter how many times you see him, it's just incredible.
Always welcome.
I look at that and the whole thing about, that the only barrier to entry in the wrestling business is desire. And Microman, to be such a part of it and to be so over, it makes my heart swell about how much I love professional wrestling.
Yeah.
When I see Microman be able to, have a crowd of 1,000 people just overjoyed to see him and then to take part in a match and thrill people. It's, wrestling's fucking great.
Sport of Kings.
And he's got done. Double stomp. And now up on the ropes. Big splash. That has earned some victories here in GCW. Oh, no. Alec Price.
So, look, that was the best show that we'd seen,
yes,
top to bottom.
Definitely.
By a long way.
Worth it.
That is my big recommendation. If you are someone who doesn't see much independent wrestling, this is probably a good show to watch.